Jolyon Palmer, is it? It's definitely a Renault.
Safety car or virtual safety car.
Into the barriers it is, Jolyon Palmer. We've dispensed with the safety car. The virtual safety car will now bring this race to a halt, and down at Saint-Devote, Jolyon Palmer crashes out of his first Monaco Grand Prix, bringing to an end what has been a pretty wretched weekend for the British driver.
That's a tough one for Jolyon there. The team will not be impressed with that. Early doors.
Well, that's the start-finish straight, Martin. So has he lost it going down the straight and then gone straight on into the barriers at Saint-Devote?
Yeah, because that's the pit lane exit line, you're right. And so it looks like he's had a whack fairly early on in the pit banana straight that it is. And the accident's finished off down in the barriers at the far end of the Saint-Devote runoff.
And the marshals, very rapid, these marshals here in Monaco. Let's have a little look here. Watch through the spray for a yellow Renault arriving at a rate of knots there.
Yeah, he's already had an incident long before he got to that point.
Jenson Button now comes into the pits.
Wrong down there. Oh look, yeah, he dropped it under with the throttle on. It's just on the zebra crossing. It was a zebra crossing, lit up the rear tyres, spat him straight into the barrier.
Absolutely nothing he could have done about it.
Yeah, there's no amount of reaction. Looks like he's...
Ted, down to you.
Got an unsafe release, a slam dunk. Felipe Nasr went out in the path of Carlos Sainz. That's going to be a penalty. We'll get a replay in a second.
Thank you very much, Ted. Past the camera. Oh, there's Romain Grosjean. And that is on the exit of the Lowe's hairpin. And that's Kimi Räikkönen as well. Räikkönen losing his front wing. He's got to be very, very careful there indeed. Grosjean gets going. Doesn't look to have as much damage, but, well, Räikkönen, that is a very precarious front wing.
Right, the racer is going to hate this because he's dragging into the tunnel slowly a great big front wing. Terrifying, really.
Keeping off the racing line, and he's trying to limp home into the pits, doing all sorts of damage to the underside of that Ferrari car. As Ricciardo sets a new fastest lap of the race, a 1:38.1 now, 5 seconds faster, 5 seconds clearer, I should say, Nico Rosberg.
That's not doing as much damage as you'd think, but he's going straight off. He's retiring. He probably can't see unless he's been told by, maybe race control have told the team, get him off the racetrack.
Right, now look at Felipe Massa coming into the back here. There goes Kimi into the barriers.
Just had an accident all by himself.
And there's Felipe Massa getting involved a bit and hits Kimi.
Watch that Ferrari.
What is Kimi doing?
He hit the wall.
He broke me.
He had no steering control, I think, Romain, I'm afraid. So Kimi's gone and had his own accident. Massa nearly joined the party. Kimi then struggling with he can't turn the steering wheel, just closes, or can't turn the steering wheel enough anyway, closes Grosjean off. There it is. That's the silly lockup I was talking about earlier on, where you can just go and have a pedestrian accident.
Sainz, and that is a Toro Rosso of Danny Kvyat and a Renault of Kevin Magnussen at Rascasse. Careful where you go, Kevin. Reversing on the track there with other cars coming towards you.
That looked as if, who was on the outside?
Magnussen.
His right front is pointing in the wrong direction.
Well, Sainz is the next driver to come up towards Rascasse after the Mercedes and Hamilton.
It won't turn from there, son. It won't go forwards from there. Yeah, you're going to have to go a lot further back than that. But he doesn't want to go backwards because the right front tyre is pointing in the wrong direction.
Right, well, let's have a little look and see what happened. Magnussen's already clipped the barrier there. Fiat's making the challenge. Magnussen, oh yeah, they touch, don't they, going into the swimming pool?
So Kvyat's going to come up the inside of Magnussen then, with some anger, I'd imagine.
I crashed.
What the f do you do?
So Kvyat's going to come up the inside of him. Oh, and there wasn't a gap, there was half a gap. And that is why his front wheels look like Bambi just after he was born.
Well, that's
out there.
time. There is Kevin Magnussen, and into the barrier once again goes the Renault, and this time he has completely lost his front wing.
I don't know how many front wings Renault bought here this weekend, but they must be getting very low on them.
A little trip to the carbon fibre shop on the way home, and this is what happened. Down the hill, under braking, flat spot of the tyre, locked up, and nowhere to go. Past him now goes his teammate Daniel Ricciardo. Verstappen still sat in the car. A nasty bang. He's got quite a horrible angle into the barriers there. As we watch on board, locked up Verstappen, and then just nowhere to go. Car scrapped for 13th place here, and at the back of it, down the inside, goes the Sauber, and Marcus Ericsson and Felipe Nasser come together after being instructed to move over on the radio. Felipe Nasser hasn't. Marcus Ericsson thought he'd take matters into his own hands, and it ends up in a shower of carbon fibre, and shower, probably the best way to describe it.
Virtual safety car. That was utter stupidity all round. A team can barely afford to go racing, loads of broken bits, fighting over, as I said, the back of the field. Utter nonsense.
What do you do if you're the team principal, Ted Kravitz, when this race finishes and you get both drivers behind closed doors?
Quite surprised Manisha isn't coming down to stand in the way of Felipe Nasser.
Why?
Well, I suppose.
I mean, you could, yeah, and Ted, it was obviously, I mean, it was Ericsson's fault, wasn't it, for the incident, but it was Nasser's fault for not moving over and obeying a team order.
Valtteri Bottas is pitting while that's going on and switching onto the ultra-soft tyres towards the end of the race. Well, the thing is, Mike, you could kind of sense this was going to come. Now, we saw Jules Bianchi with a brilliant executed move and bumped and barged his way past the Caterham there once before. That was nowhere near a beautifully executed move.
A sackable offence.